Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And you're now tuned into the Viewers Anonymous podcast, where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. Before we get into the nonsense, make sure you go on all of the socials and follow us. Share them as well. You can hit us up on Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnonPod. You could hit us up on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. Join that group. Post all of your comments and the stuff you want to see, favorite movies, all that good stuff. It's just a little small Facebook community for you to find other people who like movies as well. Hit us up on YouTube, Viewers Anonymous. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way, when we drop new videos, you'll be able to check them out. And then patreon.com/Viewers Anonymous. Become a Patreon member with us. Be a viewer. $2.99 a month. Low price. You can get all our behind the scenes episodes, all the stuff that we don't talk about on the pod, and we got a lot more stuff coming on there as well. And last but not least, if you are listening or watching to, if you are listening to or watching this on any other platform, stop what you're doing, switch over to Spotify. Go ahead and watch us or listen to us on Spotify. Make sure you're following us as well. What's up, my guy?
I can't call it, man. Just glad to be back, man, dealing with some silly shit, you know what I'm saying, in the personal life, but you know how that is. You know what I'm saying? That
Every day.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro. Hey, bud. What that's I'll just say this. You know what I'm saying? That whole I'm a firm believer in, you know what I'm saying, you pick your family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't just because you blood don't mean your family type of thing.
That's a fact.
So that's all, man. Just some silly shit. But how about you, man? How you feeling? How everything going?
I'm good now that I'm not at work. I work with an energy vampire, so yo, you still never seen What We Do in the Shadows, did you?
Doing the shadow. No.
The vampire show that was on FX.
Nah, I ain't see that. I ain't
Okay,
see that.
yeah, it's a vampire on there. It's a vampire on there. His name is Colin Robinson. He's a white dude with like a bald runway. Like, he got like the faded George Jefferson, and he wears
Yeah.
glasses. But this nigga's an energy vampire. So basically, like, he, what I'm saying, he be around motherfuckers. He suck the energy out the room, all that type shit. That's who I work with. I work with a dude just like that. So
Yo.
yeah.
Anytime I hear about anybody having that or seeing that, all I can think about is that one clip when it was Tim Tebow, Paul Feinbaum,
Colin Robinson looked like Paul Feinbaum.
and what's my one dude, man, that got the country voice? I can't remember his name.
You ain't talking about Pat, are you?
No.
Oh no, you talking about the younger white dude.
He used to travel around doing all the football shit. But anyway,
Game day.
so there's
He used to do the game day.
yeah,
Like where they
yeah,
they
he
go to
used to always
Florida
had a little
and all
flake
that.
joint.
Yeah, yep.
So they had the black dude on there, and I can't remember nobody's name right now. So the black dude asked the one guy that used to do all the college game day stuff. He was like, "What do you say when you get your haircut?" He said, "You said what you tell him?" He said, "Just like swoop it to the left." He was like, "Man," he said, "I tell him to give me a fade." He said, "A number 2 fade up to here, and then kind of swoosh to the left." And so like they asked Tim Tebow what he do, and then they went to Paul Pablo. They said,
Oh, I
"What
know
do
exactly
you
what you're talking
do?"
about. And they was all on there
He said,
laughing and
"Keep the
stuff.
sides." Hey, but
That's hilarious, bro.
hey, boy, that shit is funny every time, bro.
Yeah,
That shit is never not funny, but Paul was up there. He was so
he was
embarrassed.
mad as hell, bro.
He was mad as fuck. Hey, but keep the sides. Hey,
Yeah,
boy, that is all time
that's
funny,
funny as
but
hell. If people knew who Paul Feinbaum was, you'd understand exactly how funny that is.
Oh
Have you
man.
ever listened to the Paul Feinbaum show?
Not the whole. I've heard clips before.
Oh my god, bro.
Man, they used to play him on Dan Levitar show, like when he would like arguing with these Alabama women. Oh
Yes,
man, boy,
yes,
that shit is comedy,
yes.
boy.
Paul Feinbaum show for like the last 10 years is just Alabama fans talking hella shit. And you know how like I ain't talking about like city Alabama. I'm talking about like the country Alabama fans. So
Yeah.
like if unless you can understand what they saying, you don't know what they saying. You know what I'm saying? It be dudes down there. First time, long time, Paul. Just want to let you know what I'm saying? Saban gonna do everything he got to do, get these boys in tape. We're gonna win none of that championship. Roll Tide. You like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? I'm telling you, bro. That's every other call. That was every other call on the Paul Feinbaum show for like 10 years, bro. And then like every now and then you would get a dude that like Ole Miss or something, and he'd call in. And he would be like having this super long ass diatribe. He'd be like, bro, nobody cares about Ole Miss, bro. Nobody cares about that. The only reason Paul Feinbaum was even talking about that because he's an SEC analyst. I'm sure he only cared about 3 teams in that whole conference, bro.
Yo, the funny
That shit
thing is,
funny, bro.
man, they had Lane Kiffin. He
Mhm.
come on Dan Levitar show from time to time. And so they was talking about like other jobs because we all know how Lane Kiffin is. If another great opportunity gonna come, he gonna
Oh,
take it.
he's getting it.
So
No,
so
not
they
take it. He's going to get it. That's the
so-
most unsuccessful job getting motherfucker I know, bro. Nigga ain't never won a national championship in his life, but he damn sure is going to get a job.
hey, they said something, man. They were talking about Miami or something. And Lane Kiffin, hey, you want to talk about you just hoping that your fan base ain't listening. He was like, yeah. He was like, all I got to look forward to is this dirty lake out here. Yo, but
That's a
when
fact.
I tell you, man, that shit was so funny, man.
That's a fact.
He hates Oxford, Mississippi, bro. He does
Yeah,
not want to be there at all.
yeah.
He's just like, yo, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying, to get my next opportunity. That's
I don't
all this
blame him. I
is.
don't
He's
blame
like, I don't want to be here.
him. Don't nobody want to be there, bro. Ole
Nah,
Miss get like one good player every 18 years.
nah, because you gotta think about it.
Hmm.
He had AJ Brown. He
Okay.
had the Thibodeau not twins, brothers. He got both of
Listen,
them.
listen. When AJ Brown was in college, nobody knew who AJ Brown was.
True,
That's what I'm saying.
but he had your boy just transferred to your school last year.
Who?
Was it Jenkins?
Jenkins? Not Jenkins.
I thought, no, not
Judkins.
Jenkins. Junkins. Yeah.
Yeah, you see what happened there.
I mean, but he had some good years when he was at Ole Miss, though.
That's what I'm
That just
saying.
look.
They kicked that boy out, and we didn't know who that nigga was until he put on that scarlet and gray. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Hey, Jackson
He
Dart,
be
yeah,
having some ballers, bro. They be having some ballers, but you just don't know who the fuck they are because they played
yeah,
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Yeah,
Yeah, Eli Manning. The only reason he was famous because his last name.
yeah, and his dad went there.
And then the one dude that played for the Ravens, we only knew him for real because he had a movie, Blindside, Michael Orr. That's the only reason
Uh,
anybody knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody gives a fuck about
and
Ole
then it
Miss,
was an
bro.
investigation around that whole
You
shit.
know what I'm saying? Ole Miss is a shithole, bro. That's a shithole, bro.
Hey, but
And
I did
then
a whole
right down the street, fucking Brett Favre is stealing money. So
yeah,
nah, nobody wants to be in Mississippi, bro. The
I did
best
a
thing that
whole
came out of Mississippi was Carlos Miller.
man, yeah. This is true. This is
Just
true.
saying.
And James Meredith. So
Okay.
I did a
I
I
take
did a
it.
podcast about I did a podcast about that shit.
Okay.
That 30 for 30
Yeah.
Ghost of Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
take it.
NC well, I don't even know if it was the NCAA. It wasn't the NCAA. It was just like college football at the time.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they got right was what they did to that Ole Miss team. That's the
Yo,
only thing they got right.
speaking of fucking sports docs, we gonna get into the episode in a minute. But speaking of sports docs, did you watch the shooting guards sports doc?
Not yet. Not yet. The Untold, I ain't seen it yet.
All right. Well, I'll wait to tell you what I think about it after you watch it. But yeah, when you watch that, let
Yeah,
me know.
I got two Untold. I gotta do that one and I gotta do the Brett Favre. I ain't watched neither one of them yet.
I'm not watching the Brett Favre. I gotta watch the Liver King one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I gotta figure out how people got into that. Dude was eating
Yeah.
raw meat on YouTube.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I gotta, you know me. I'm like a gnat to the. I'm like a moth to the flame whenever chaos is involved. I gotta see what's going on. Cause that was chaos to me, bro. You watch this nigga eating raw meat. Yeah, all right, and people was inspired by that. Um, okay. So today's episode, you know what I'm saying, is episode 4.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
we on
episode
4,
4.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we're on episode 4 of the Black Mirror-thon.
Yep.
Plaything. Now, this is an interesting episode because this is what I believe to be a sequel to Bandersnatch. Um,
I believe that.
yeah, I think this is a sequel to Bandersnatch. And the only reason I say it's a sequel because of the ending of it. Because we had a scene where we see the main character of Bandersnatch in there. And he didn't necessarily do what the whole bend. Well, I don't think he did the whole Bandersnatch program yet. So I think he was like right on the cusp of that. But yeah, so pretty much it's an episode of this episode is about a guy who uh is or was a programmer, and he was going to try and get a job at this computer gaming development company. And what ended up happening was I forgot what the dude's name is, but the main character of Bandersnatch was, I guess he was one of the like heads of the company at the time, and he was like one of the top developers, and he was telling him about this project that he was working on that pretty much would allow the game to be controlled through AI, but it was going to be an interactive game that was controlled through AI. And he had showed him the prototype for it, and dude had basically stole the program from him. He ended up uploading it to his game and got addicted to the game, and pretty much the game kind of, I ain't gonna say possessed him, but it took him over. And that's pretty much the synopsis of this episode. So, where I will start is this: how how weird is it for you to be walking around with headphones in? I mean, headphones on, and you know what I'm saying. You go into a store and you just stealing shit out the store. And when you get arrested for stealing shit out the store, you are wanted for fucking murder. Knowing that, you know what I'm saying, you could be caught at any time. You just out here just committing crime. This is very resembling of the dude who what's the dude's name that murdered the people and stole the sandwich?
Uh, but what you're talking about,
Was Robert something?
yes, it was Robert. But we're talking about the Jinx.
Yeah,
But I can't
but
remember what his last name was. But I'm gonna tell you the difference.
okay.
He went in there to steal something on purpose. He
Yeah,
wanted to get caught
right.
because he needed the system in the police
The
station,
big ass
basically.
computer, yeah.
Yeah, so he could draw that thing and it could do what they want to do. So
Yeah, but see, this is the thing though. This is why I think this episode is so good because you don't realize that that's what's happening until like
yeah,
literally the
towards the
very
end.
last until the very last end of it. Because in the beginning, you just see this dude just doing some shit, and then when he take his earphones off, it sound like radio static. I mean,
Yeah.
not radio static. What's the one
No,
shit
like
like
white noise.
yeah, white noise. Thank you. It sound like white noise, and so you just hear like just a whole bunch of white noise, and you like, yo, this motherfucker just walk around listening to that. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
that was different.
But I would say um now just being white noise is a
Mhm.
little, but I will say, and I wonder, was he a little autistic? Because my autistic, so he walk around with headphones on all the time. And he be having fire trucks, sirens blasting off in his ears. But like that shit is calming to him. So sirens and white noise is kind of similar.
Well, no, remember, dude was not autistic.
Well, I think what really set him over the edge was like
Was the
while he
game.
was being interrogated, but not only just the game, remember, he was taking acid. And that's when he
Oh
said,
damn, I did. Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah, that's when he said that he could start to understand
Mhm.
what the game was trying to tell him. And so then he asked the one dude that had came into his apartment as to how much acid did he have. He bought his whole stash, and then he just basically got addicted to the game, and he got addicted to acid because he said that that's the only way that he could understand them. So if
Nigga
you are
said that
playing a
nigga
video game,
fried, nigga.
yeah, if you are playing a video game, but there's a language you can't
Mhm.
understand, but you take acid, but all of a sudden you come with this master plan,
No
bro.
thanks.
Yes,
No thanks.
I'm good.
Let me tell you something.
I'm good.
Two THC gummies and I'm out of there. So acid, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yo, that
That shit was
shit
all
to me,
hallucination.
that's all it was. Well, at least we thought so.
Yeah,
Because if you
this is
if
Black
you
Mirror.
are a cop, yeah, if you are a cop and you sit here, you listening to the story. First of all, you listen to y'all, y'all are in here for a murder investigation, right? And we hearing all of this shit about the video game that you stole. We like, bro, we don't care nothing about this shit. We found a suitcase with body parts in it. What does this got to do with a video game? And then we find out the whole damn time he murdered this guy because my dude was just sitting there. He want to get high, lighter fluid. So he goes into the dude's room and finds a lighter, and he hears the people in the game, and he thinks it's a great idea, not only to try to figure out what the game is. No, let's just pick up stones and drop it on all of these things and set them on
Just start
fire
killing
and
this
all
shit.
this. Yeah, like what the fuck, man? You fucking violent ass dude. You just go in there
Okay,
and just start
so
destroying shit.
I will say this. I will say this. As a gamer, he was justified in killing this nigga. Don't don't
Yeah,
don't play my game when I'm not there, bro. I didn't give you permission to play my game. Don't fuck up my progress on what I'm doing. Cause if I come in and I'm playing Red Dead 2 and I'm at a certain point and I paused it, went to the store real quick, and I come back and you're in the middle of like playing my shit, but you in a whole nother area of the map, I'm gonna kill you. I'll
dude,
take
that's
you
not
out.
even, dude. Even more than that, I remember. So this is back regular PlayStation One, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't have
PlayStation
no memory
One.
card.
See, you got to have a memory card,
Yeah.
right? Because they had a different one, had the slots for it.
Yep.
So me and my sister used to be addicted, bro, to damn
Mm.
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh
And
man.
so we didn't have a memory card at the time. So we would
Gotta
just
keep it
leave the
on.
game
Yeah,
on.
you gotta pause it and keep it on, bro. You got to, bro.
So if it's a situation where, because see, this is what we got, we couldn't figure it out. We couldn't figure out how to get to, Metal Gear Solid. It was two
Mhm.
discs. The first game
Yeah.
was two discs. And basically we couldn't figure out how to, exit that one to go into the next disc.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had that thing on pause for about 2
Yeah, you
days
had to you had to beat
trying
the
to figure.
first one in order to play the second one.
Yeah, and then you had
Yep.
to like run through like this opening thing, and then it says
Mm-hmm.
like insert next this type thing.
Yep.
So yeah, somebody come in and just like fuck that up.
Oh yeah, you
Yo,
gotta die. bro. Imagine like when we was little, bro. Because then it wasn't even no such thing as a memory card, bro. Imagine that you playing fucking Sonic and you on like level 6, and the nigga just come in, bro, and lose all your lives, and you got to start over. Hey, bro, you got to choke that nigga out, bro. You gotta let him have it, bro. So I felt them on that, bro. Don't come in playing my shit, bro. That's sacred. That's sacred territory. You don't do that. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, that's super disrespectful. And then this is my place. You know what I mean? I'm letting you stay here off of the gratitude of just my niceness. Cause I don't
And he
like
didn't
now.
want him to stay there.
Nah, he didn't want. Well, he was just one of those dudes. He didn't really want anybody around. Like he ain't had
Yeah,
no friends, none of that
he
shit.
didn't fuck with dude for real. That was just like a dude he ran into for real.
Well, the only reason he fucked with him because he introduced him to acid,
Hmm.
and you know
But
what I'm saying they
remember,
played.
okay, so remember, and when he first knocked on the door, when he first got there, he was in town and he just needed a place to sleep, basically. And
Mm-hmm.
so while they was there, I think he had met him through like some other friends or something like that, and that's how they knew each other. So basically, they just stayed up and got high for a little bit and was chilling. Dude got up the next day and then left, and then next thing you know, this nigga just came back. But dude came there because he needed a place to stay, but he was also like selling drugs and shit in the area. That's why he was there initially.
Yeah, and then he bought the whole stash that he had. Well, at least that day,
Yeah.
yeah, bought the whole stash that he had. But my whole thing is, this is what I'm trying to figure out because this was the mid '90s.
Hmm.
There wasn't really like a lot of work from home. I'm trying to figure out how my dude was making money because all of that shit he was buying, he bought the PlayStation 1,
Hmm.
PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. He
Well,
buying all
that
of
was
these
as
other
remember that was
things.
as time was progressing.
Yeah, where is he working, bro?
That's a good ass question. I thought the motherfucker was
Cause he
just
was
getting
so
paid.
obsessed with that game, bro. It seemed like he wasn't doing nothing but playing, sitting in front of that damn not laptop, but that was a desktop. Like he was sitting in front of that
Better
desktop like the
question.
whole
Where was
time.
he getting the drugs from this whole time? Because he killed his
Well,
plug.
he did kill his plug, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that when there's a will, there's a way. If you want some drugs, you can find that shit. So
That's
I'm
a
pretty sure
scary that's a scary lane to be in.
it really is, and it's
Cause you
crazy
are
how
doing
you
some
could.
diabolical shit.
Well, I mean, this dude murdered the dude and chopped him up and put him in a damn
Way more
suitcase.
diabolical than that. Chopping the body is like light work compared to what people have done for drugs.
Hey, that's what the dude did in Jinx, man.
You right. That's what I'm
He did
saying.
the
Like,
same shit.
yeah, he just hit that part was light work compared to like, man, I've heard stories and no thanks. That's what deterred me from drugs. Is the shit I've heard people do for drugs. Nah, I'm cool.
Oh yeah,
I
watch
can't
that
go down
crack
that.
documentary.
Hey man, nah, it ain't that good. I guarantee you that it ain't that good.
Shoot, they said it was.
No, I'm for this shit. They got it. They got it. Some of the shit that they was doing for some crack, no, no thanks.
That's wild,
The
man.
shit I've heard personally, a motherfucker asked, you know, just to get some crack. They ain't got enough money. Motherfuckers get when you get desperate, you do some wild shit,
Hey, like my dude did it in Menace, boy. When he was trying to get rid of that cheeseburger.
bro. Come on, come on, nigga.
Hey man. All right, man. Let's get back on track.
Got
Now,
these
the thing
cheeseburgers,
is,
man. I watched that shit as a child, bro. I was in that motherfucker like, nigga, what? Yeah, I'm sorry. Go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, get out of there
yeah, that was crazy.
for sure.
So well, like you said, like this was and it's funny you say that the end
Hmm.
made you feel that it was a sequel to Bandersnatch
Yeah.
when I felt like once you get the flow of the show, I was thinking the beginning and the interrogation was because he is the guy, the one guy
Hmm.
from Bandersnatch, but he's
Right.
he's the older version of him.
Right.
So I'm thinking, oh, so yeah, this is like you said, like the sequel to Bandersnatch, but that made me think of it, not necessarily the ending that made me think it. It was just the fact that to understand that, like, yo, he's the young dude. Well, not the young dude, but he was the one programmer from Bandersnatch.
Hmm.
And the thing about Bandersnatch was I didn't go back and watch it. I ended up doing it's funny, I say doing instead of watching. Ended up doing
Yeah, you're right
Bandersnatch
though.
twice because
Yeah,
it was like the first like movie where you could pick options and
it
shit.
was interactive.
Yeah. So I only did that shit twice. I couldn't remember all the different ones that I took because I wanted to do like a different option so I
Hmm.
could get like a different experience of the movie or whatever.
Hmm.
But Bandersnatch wasn't like super high for me. I thought it was cool. So when
I
I
was into
saw
it.
this episode, see, I thought it was cool. I was like, I was like, all right, I don't know. It wasn't terrible. It's not what I'm
I just
saying.
think
It
that
was just
with what Black Mirror represents, for that to be a part of the Black Mirror saga, it fit perfectly into it, right? Because like all the shit that we've seen on Black Mirror, all of the technological advances and all of that shit, for them to then come out with a movie that's an interactive movie was genius. Because that's in the same vein of everything of Black Mirror. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was genius.
that part of it was dope.
Yeah.
And but I was just meaning like just even the different plots of like, all right, he got this job interview. Do
Hmm.
we tank the interview or do we do a good interview? It's like, all right, cool. Like that the thought of it is cool as fuck.
Yeah.
But it was just like I felt like the complete execution of it
Oh, okay.
from a watching standpoint, I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of cool. But
Okay. Okay.
the concept of it was dope as fuck
Yeah.
because which surprises me is that haven't been done more. And I'm surprised that there haven't been companies that have been like, you know what, we're gonna make a movie where because to me, that's a way to get people to keep watching it
Well,
because
it's a
you
couple.
can
It
pick
was a
different
couple before
options.
that. It was yeah. It was a couple movies on Netflix before Bandersnatch that did that. I remember. Was it WWE? I think it was WWE. They had one where it was supposed to be like you was in the Undertaker's house or some shit like that
Hmm,
with
I missed
New
that.
Day, and you can pick different things in it. I want to say it was not Ben 10. It's some cartoon that had something like that too. So it was a couple of them that kind of played around with that like interactive thing on Netflix.
I'm just still surprised it hasn't been more because I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, I'm
like
not.
like perfect example, like that Don't Move movie that we did.
Oh man,
If they would have gave us like different options,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like that would have
Shit,
been dope.
Don't Look Up would have been great as an interactive movie too.
Yeah,
That would have
that's
been
another
great.
one.
Yeah.
The lead the world behind.
Yep.
That would have
Well,
been well. I mean,
yeah, the concept, yes,
d-
but the people in it, no. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I think the only scene that was like maybe worthy of that is when they went to go see Kevin Bacon, his
oh
character.
yeah, yeah.
Like that part is like interactive word. I mean worthy for sure. But like it's a lot of shit in the oh well no, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, you might be right. Damn, you might be right.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like,
Do you let
just
them in? Do you not let like yeah, okay, I see where you're going now. I see where you're going now. Damn.
exactly.
Yeah, that's yeah. You're right. You're
Like
right.
the whole, do you believe Mahershala Ali that this is actually his house,
Yeah,
or do
yeah,
you don't?
yeah.
And then you could do an option where that I believe him, because remember, the dude believed him, but the woman didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if you would have went the other option, he could have, done some other type of shit to
Yeah,
get into his own shit. So I mean,
yeah.
just thinking. But for them to do it this way, and like I was saying earlier, the dude wanted to get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Like his whole point was to get arrested, and
Right.
and this is the perfect way to get away with murder, is to just sit in an apartment and be obsessed with a video game
Word.
and don't ever go outside. They
Word.
never gonna find you. And
That's
if
a
you pay
fact.
you, I guess if, and that's another thing. Like, is he paying rent? Is he paying rent under his own name?
He got
Is
to.
he, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that really trips me out, is
Once you
like
catch AI,
how,
you can't change nothing up. You
but
gotta keep shit the
they
same.
true. But if he has an apartment under his name, they're gonna check it. Cause I think they had, because when they got his DNA, that's when they realized, yeah, we've been looking for you. So he couldn't keep his apartment under his own name.
Nah. Well, I think that he was, but I don't think he was at home that whole time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had to be
Especially
somewhere
whenever they
else.
was looking at him, he must have just been like out and about doing shit. Because remember, he was going to the stores and, like you said, buying all that shit. So maybe when he
Yeah.
was like buying all that shit, he was buying like for the components to build whatever he was building in order to, you know what I'm saying, go wherever he was going.
Yeah, because he was taking when he was buying all the game systems, he was taking like
Mhm.
little chips and shit out of them.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
remember, you got to remember too that from where he started to where he was at in the interrogation, remember it was they had like iPhones and shit in
yeah,
the interrogation. So by that time, he probably was able to get that shit on his phone,
yeah,
which is funny because they do have that game on the phone
man, look.
now.
The thing that tripped me out about that game is it's like a dumbed down like Sims game. And
Yeah,
I never used to understand Sims. Like, it's like, bro, you living like a fake life in a video game. And like, people used to spend hours
yeah.
playing this shit. People still do. I don't know. Who are these people? We need to bring them.
They all on Twitch. You can go on Twitch and watch them play. As a matter of fact, like they complaining about it not being a new Sims game.
See, this is why I be saying, man, you got to be careful, because the people that we live in amongst,
Hmm.
they're dangerous,
Well,
right?
you right, but this is the thing, right? The Sims ain't no different from playing like NBA 2K.
Nah, bro, that ain't the same.
Shit, I promise you it is, bro.
I'm,
It's
I'm,
dudes, it's dudes that literally grind NBA 2K nonstop. Now they got like a season pass on there, so like you can get like free stuff as you play in the game. But it's dudes that like when new shoes drop, they wait till they drop on the game to get them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally the same thing, except you just play basketball on there.
see, I'm gonna tell you the difference.
Hmm.
In 2K, even like Road to Glory and shit on NCAA. Now, what they did do with Road to Glory, do you study for the test? Do you don't study for the test?
Hmm.
Um, they'll be like, you're talking to a teacher. Do you give them a smart comment? Or you know what I mean? Like shit like
Yeah.
that. It ain't no situation where it's like, I gotta pee, go use the bathroom. Um, You know what I'm saying? We sit down for dinner.
Yeah,
We
that
drive our
part.
car and go to work.
That part.
It's like,
Well, okay,
bro,
okay. Well, let me put it like this then. It's no different than playing Grand Theft Auto
okay,
online.
true. But
Cause you buy a house, you can go
Grand
get shit
Theft
to
Auto,
eat, you can get shit to drink, you can smoke, you know what I'm saying? You could
and you can get
drive, you got
prostitutes.
jobs, like
This is true, but
yeah.
I feel you. See why you got to make a good point, man?
I'm
Because
just
I'm trying
saying,
to.
like it's the same thing. Now, don't get me wrong. The Sims community is way too involved in this game. Um, a while back, I seen a girl that was able to speak the Sims language.
No,
Yeah. So yeah, that is a little different.
you
A
want to
little
know
different.
another game that was similar?
What's that?
That Scarface game. Because so the way that the
Scarface.
Star, you ain't never play that game when it was on PlayStation 3. I think it was on PlayStation 3.
Scarface? What is Scarface?
Yeah, Al Pacino, Scarface.
Wait a minute. Hold on, time
You never played that game,
out. I never heard of this game. They had a Scarface
bro?
game?
Yes, that shit was dope as fuck. So let me tell you. So this is how the game start. The
Mm-hmm.
game starts at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing the shootout joint where he getting shot up and all that type shit in his house.
Yeah.
So basically, the game starts there. So you basically you shoot up, you know what I'm saying? You shoot your way out.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you leave the house, you lost your empire.
Right.
So what the game is like you building your empire back up. So like you basically like you get a car, you try to put a team together, try to get a connect, and then what I'm saying, small town drug dealing until you build yourself up back to like where you were. Like that's how
This
that
is a
game was.
real thing,
Yeah,
bro.
I
That
played that game. That
is
game was cool.
hilarious.
Yeah, and I thought the dopest thing about it was it started at the end of Scarface doing
Yeah.
that big ass shootout where he was getting shot up. That's where the game
Right.
starts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question. Did it have the mountain of coke on the desk though?
I don't think it started there.
That's the only
I
thing that
think
can
it
make that game authentic.
I think it was like basically when he got the big ass gun with the
Mm-hmm.
grenade launcher. It's like there. It's like when you getting
Mm-hmm.
ready to walk out that door,
Okay.
it starts right there.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I gotta see if I go back and find this and play this because this is crazy. This is
so
crazy.
yeah. But I mean, even with the great examples that we're using, it still ain't the
Mhm.
same thing as this though.
No, you
Like,
are right. I'm just
'cause
saying as far as like the concept of it, but the community of it is I think is what you more so getting to because it's some wackos that play the Sims for sure.
it is, and this guy, he is the number one guy. Like, because it's just like these little puppet looking things, and it's just
Hmm.
like, and they make these noises, and he take LSD, and then all of a sudden, well, acid, excuse me, he take acid, and now he can all of a sudden understand
Understand
what
what
these
they
things are
saying.
talking about, and they got this a massive plan to
Take over
basically
Sims.
cross over. Yeah, and then this dude drills a fucking hole in the back of his own fucking head and plug himself into the game.
Acid, man.
Yo,
Yo,
stop.
so because that's not a real thing. You play if you drill a hole in the back of your head, you're dying. Um, what was I about to say? Oh, the beauty of this though is what I did like about this, which I think as of recent, a lot of shows or like movies fail to do. They didn't let you hear what they were saying, or they didn't put like subtitles of what they were actually saying to him. So everything that they were saying to him, you pretty much had to take his word for it as he was telling the story, which I thought
Yes.
was that was a great um that was like a great takeaway from this Cause I felt like if you would have known what they plan was or like what they were saying to him as all this shit was happening, it would have kind of took away from what was going on. Cause this episode I felt like kept you in sort of a mystery until like the end of it, or like right before the build up at the you know what I'm saying, like at the last part of the interrogation.
This is true. But before I rebuttal, you know what I'm saying? We gotta pay a bill real quick. And people, if y'all are tired of energy drinks that give y'all little to no results, then W Energy got you covered with a selection of energy or hydration drink mix. Um, I'm just drinking water, trying to keep my throat right. But they got a variety of different unique flavors, great tasting flavors that has no jitters, no trash, zero sugar, zero filter, just clean energy.
That's right. And when you got ingredients like coffee fruit extract and B vitamins, W is the best choice of energy or hydration. You can even get a cool shaker like the one S Dot just showed you to mix your drink in. With designs inspired by content creators, anime shows, and even video games. And speaking of, they still have the collab with the solo leveling anime. I believe it's two different flavors, and it's a whole selection of the shakers with all the characters on them. You can get all of those and more. All you have to do is head over to w.gg and use our code VAPI and get 10% off your order. That's w.gg using our code VAPI and get 10% off your order. Fuel up and stay focused with W.
Bet. So to come off your point, so DCI Kano, he's listening to this dude. Now they got the psychiatrist lady in there too. So
Mhm.
she's in there basically because they like, yo, like this dude a
Is
wacko.
off
So
his
we
rocker.
need, yeah,
For sure.
we need somebody in here with some kind of psychological training. You know what I'm
For
saying? Went to
sure.
school for this shit. And so Kano's like, yo, I'm not trying to hear none of this shit.
Hmm.
And so he's fucking pissed off because we're listening to this dude where none of this shit makes any sense. Like none of it. And
I
so,
got
like you
beef with him
saying,
though.
we can't know.
Yeah.
I do too because I think his approach
Yeah.
was just off.
You a little
Like
too
that's
into your
not,
job.
yeah. And then like what you need is a confession, which you end up getting the confession.
Because he was damn sure give you a confession.
Yeah. Well, after a little while, because remember he did the whole thing about his mom was this, his dad was that when he was a kid.
Hmm.
Because he was like, "Yo, like I know why you're here, but like, who's your counterpart?" And she's
Hmm.
like, she's just a psychiatrist type of shit. So then he starts rambling off about how his parents this and his parents that and all this and his childhood and all this shit.
All
So
that
then
is
he
vital
starts.
to the story though.
It is because you do get a better understanding of this guy,
Absolutely.
and
And
even the
and you
whole
get
thing.
why this loser was doing acid the whole time, talking to video games. Cause yeah, this motherfucker had no friends for real.
No friends. And
Yeah.
I do believe him. I believe dude wanted him to take that game. And that's why he stepped
Mm-hmm.
out.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted him to take it. But I think he knew that dude, that's why he chose him. He wanted to see him. He knew that
Yeah.
he had an addictive type of personality.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that, like, yo, if I get him, because I think this whole shit is an experiment. I think he wanted to see what what was his damn name? What Cameron would do. I think he's
Mm-hmm.
like, if I get him involved in this, he seems like a guy that's gonna sit there for fucking
Mm-hmm.
days and like get into this shit. So I think that he did want him to take it, but the monkey wrench, which there has to be a monkey wrench, is the drug dealer coming to sleep on his couch and
Yeah.
come and fuck the whole game up.
Absolutely.
And he murders this dude. And then my whole thing is like, okay, bro. See, Cameron don't care if there are people around
Mm-hmm.
because he's not a people person.
Right.
So whatever these little minion things is telling him, he's like, bet, like, let's do this. We can take
Yeah.
everybody out. Like, cause I personally don't give a shit about people.
Mm-hmm.
So
because he felt like he was one of the minion things.
Well, yeah, after a while, because
Mhm.
he's like, yo, we can communicate with each other. So obviously I'm quote unquote special, but no, you're just taking acid.
High as fuck. That's what you. You're loaded, brother.
You loaded, but this is the crazy part. We can talk shit and laugh,
hmm
but obviously he really communicated with him. For him
Okay,
to
I don't
to
think he
draw that thing.
communicated with him. I think it was more so because of the acid and his hallucinations. He just was able to come up with this elaborate ass plan to take over the fucking world, basically.
I mean,
Cause
two
cause
things can
like,
be true.
yeah, cause this is the thing, right? Like we watch documentaries about people using LSD and acid and all that to train people's minds to do certain things, MK Ultra, you know what I mean, stuff like that,
Mhm.
right? So if the government entities could use hallucin hallucinogenic drugs to basically hypnotize people to be fucking Manchurian candidates throughout the fucking country, I'm sure like a dude on LSD or acid with no direction can instantly believe he can understand meat moot beep beep meat moot beep beep. That's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something about acid that just it does these wild things to a nigga's brain to where he could just believe or listen to anything.
Yo, that's just like the great Eddie Griffin said, and and Foolish when he was talking about Alexander Graham Bell. He said, he said, he said, you know, he was high. Number one, because his middle name was Graham, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, and when you think about it this way, this is one of those things where if you say it out loud, right? Like Colin Cowherd say this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be like, say it out loud. And he would like say all the shit that's in meth. And he'd be
Yeah.
like, yo, don't do meth, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if you say it out loud, bro, I want to talk to somebody who ain't even here. If you think about it, before the phone was fucking invented,
Yeah.
for somebody to come up with that concept
I want to
of
talk to Johnny, but Johnny is at his house right now. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I know Johnny up, but I don't feel like walking to Johnny house. I want to talk to Johnny from my house to his house. Yeah, I get it.
like if you think about it before the phone was invented, like that
Yeah.
shit is crazy. Like we to us, this is nothing. But anyway, I say all that to say, like, yo, you might have to be high to come up with that.
No, for sure. That's what that. But that's why I said we know what these drugs eventually do because I mean, like, if you think about it, right, from the '60s to the '80s, cocaine made some of the greatest music alive, bro. It gave us
Facts.
some of the. It gave us some of like the all time great entertainers. Not only that, nigga, Lawrence Taylor was wrecking shit on fucking cocaine. This nigga was classified as the greatest defensive football player of all time. It's 10 other positions. This nigga was the greatest at defense on cocaine. Michael Irvin was considered one of the greatest wide receivers ever on cocaine. So yeah, it's
Facts.
something about drugs, man. They if you got it, they bring out the best in you, I guess.
Hey, there's some people out there that thought they could fly, bro.
Bro, think about it like this. Whitney Houston, right? For as great as she was doing cocaine. Her fucking career was amazing. It didn't go bad until she started doing crack. On cocaine, she was phenomenal. Rick James. This nigga was making bangers. This nigga made Eddie Murphy a hit.
Party all the time.
Come on, bro. On cocaine. That's how cold. That's how cold cocaine is, bro. Think about that. This nigga made Eddie Murphy. Gave that nigga a banger.
Yep.
Ray Charles. This nigga was doing smack. Ray Charles was doing smack, bro. This nigga had a fucking show. They told this nigga, "Hey man, you can't leave. You still got 20 minutes, and the crowd wants you." This nigga high out his mind. This nigga went out there and created "Hit the Road Jack" on the freestyle. Nigga, drugs are crazy. Drugs are crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of it's not a well, I ain't gonna say it's not a lot of bad. Yeah, it is. It's a bunch of bad. But it's like some drug stories, bro. When you hear it, you just like, yeah, that makes sense. That make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
imagine Rick James never doing cocaine. You know what I'm
Rick
saying?
James never would have got out of
Bro,
Buffalo.
that's what, bro. Richard Pryor, bro. Richard Pryor was freebasing, my nigga, and became the greatest comedian of all time, bro. Come on, man. Telling you,
That
bro.
must said he said when you're on fire, people will get out of your way.
Yes. That nigga said, nigga, I came outside and killed my car. Nigga, what? Hey, bro, to this day, that joke still hit, bro. This nigga said he came outside and killed his car, bro. I'm like, hey, yeah, nigga, yeah. I don't know, man. Drugs really can do some marvelous. That nigga Randy Moss was high every game. This nigga was zooted every game. It was doing the most phenomenal shit we've ever seen a wide receiver do. Well, I've never
Yeah,
seen wide receivers do
yeah.
some of the shit that Randy Moss was
Listen,
doing.
listen, y'all. Randy Moss in the half,
Yes, bro.
3 catches,
Come on, bro.
163 yards, and
3
3
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
Bruh, this nigga was
Never
this
to be
nigga
done
was a
again.
fucking god on the field, bro. All that nigga was doing was smoking a blunt, nigga. Hey, man. Nah. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, bro.
Oh man. Whew.
Nah. When
But
you do drugs, bro, some shit just elevate, man.
it's the unexplainable, man.
For sure. Nigga J.R. Smith.
Jazz. Hey, Stack.
Bruh, Stack 5, J.R. Smith, Matt Barnes. The list goes on.
Yeah.
Al Harrington. Like, the list goes on, bro. All them niggas was high out there hooping. Like, nothing,
Yo,
like nothing
giving you
happened.
buckets,
Niggas
but
was, yeah, bro. Niggas was professional basketball players, high as a kite. Nigga, against the best in the world. Niggas is giving niggas buckets, bro. Yeah, so it's possible. It's definitely possible. So I can imagine this nigga on fucking acid looking at this video game, like I can understand everything that they fucking say. Yeah, that's possible.
so yeah, so to close it out, he comes up with this elaborate plan, and all he kept asking for, yo, give me, I can't explain it, just give me a pad and a pen. And the DCI guy don't want to give it to him. So the lady like, look, let's just get it to get everything. Because we got the confession already. We got what we need, but he still wants to talk. Let's just give him what he asking for. Like, what is it gonna hurt?
Mm-hmm.
So he draws the shit, puts it up for the camera, can see it, and that's all he needed.
Yep.
It goddamn decoded that shit. That shit was a QR code to end the world.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, bruh,
Hey,
that was genius. Hey, hold on,
yeah.
bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Nigga, a QR code to end the world is fucking hilarious, bro. That is
Yeah,
funny as
that's
fuck, bro. Nigga say he had a QR code to end the world. That is great. That is great. Clip that. That's the clip. That's the fucking clip, bro. That is fucking hilarious. No,
Hey,
that's some real
that's
shit though. That is some real shit though. He did that.
that's that's what it was, man.
Yeah, that's
It
crazy.
read that shit like a QR code, man. And the next thing you know what I'm saying? When your phone is doing the like every time, every damn 2 months, it feel like we got a damn update on our iPhones. It did the whole little line joint loading.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, well, we just hear white noise
Yeah,
and
and
motherfuckers
it
start falling
made
out.
it made sense as to why he was going around listening to that shit in his headphones.
Yep. Cause
Yeah.
I guess what he grow accustomed to it and it don't bother him.
Yep. Because he already done
And
went through it.
yeah, he already know. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's how the episode ends. And it's
Yeah.
like was you right? Do you think this is a world that you want to live in? But like I said, he didn't interact with humans really.
Mm-hmm.
Not like that. I mean, humans just was, I mean, it was a formality. Like he just didn't care. Like he didn't really have anybody to talk to other than he was so engulfed in these damn the minion things that this
Mm-hmm.
this was everything to him. That was his family, that was his friends, that was his life. So
Pretty much.
that shit is weird, bro.
Yeah. Black Mirror, man. Let's get into Fire Flames.
Let's do it.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
All right, so what you got?
All right. So this wasn't it wasn't personally one of my favorites. I thought it was cool. Like I said, like even with the whole Bandersnatch shit. Um, but this season from the scores that we had on the last one that we did with Issa
Yeah.
Rae, yeah, I'm thinking about a and let me just be quiet. I'm gonna give this about a 2.5.
Okay.
Like I wasn't really feeling this episode. Kind of like the hotel Revere or I keep forgetting what it was called. But anyway, yeah.
Man, don't nobody care about that goddamn hotel, man. Man, fuck that hotel, man. Horrible episode. Um, all right, so I think this is one where this might be the first one where we kind of separate on this one, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a 3.5 to me. This is a
Okay.
3.5 to me. Um, I felt like if they would have sped up through most of it and then gave us a little bit more for the ending, like as far as like what it did once it got to that point, showed us like a little like glimpse of that. I think it could have got a 4. Um, but I do enjoy the fact that it was a callback to Bandersnatch, right? Because we didn't necessarily know where Bandersnatch stood within the Black Mirror universe and like what it had
Mhm.
to do with anything in Black Mirror. And we know that excuse me, we know that for the most part Black Mirror is I'm about to say an analogy, an anthology series, but it's all in the same universe. So everything is connected in one way or the other. It might be 10 years into the future, 10 years into the past, but either way, all of it is connected in one way or the other, right?
Mhm.
And I think that with Bandersnatch, we didn't necessarily know where that stood in this universe. And I think this gave it its proper placement. And so because it was a callback to Bandersnatch, because of what it kind of meant, and knowing what we know about Black Mirror, right? The whole thing about Black Mirror is like a testament to what technology possibly could be, or the horrors of what technology could lead to. That's kind of been the theme um of Black Mirror throughout the whole time of its creation. um Even the title Black Mirror is supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying, your phone being off or like the screen being off or whatever. So I'm gonna stick with that, man. 3.5.
Okay.
All right, cool, man. Let's get into coming soon.
Let's do it.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right, this time I'm gonna say it right. So the next episode that we got is Gone Girls. You know what I'm saying? Long Island Killer documentary on Netflix. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Actually, I might check that out tonight because I don't have anything new to watch. So, if you guys get a chance, go check out Gone Girls, Long Island Killer. I'm not sure exactly if this is a play on the movie Gone Girl, if it has like maybe something to do with that concept or that story. Um, I'm not sure yet, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna watch it. Have you seen this yet?
I have not. I have not seen it yet.
I'm going
So
with a blind reaction.
yep.
So that's cool. Um, but yeah, you guys check it out. Hit us up, let us know what you think about this doc, and then we will get into it on the next episode. Um, hey, listen, if you enjoyed this episode, if you didn't enjoy this episode, if you two sit in front of your TV all day playing a video game, taking acid, and you think you can understand what the video game is telling you, hit us up, let us know on socials. As the ones as we stated before, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Patreon, Spotify, so on and so forth. And you can hit us up individually. You can find me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. I tree in my bio. You can follow me everywhere else.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. New episode out, so go check that out. But that's all I got, man.
Cool, man. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. Without you, there could be no us. And until the next episode, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.